So haven't you always wanted to make your own soup empire, your own soup factory? So the whole idea of Ink is that, yeah, you make soup. And I mean, general sort of sandbox platforming style gameplay with tastes of tower defense and Metroidvania and real-time strategy simulation. I mean, there's so many genre mashing, mashup going on. What we've brought to PAX is what we're calling a pre-alpha. It's essentially feature complete for all of the base systems that we want in. So all the vehicles, all the tools, equipment, all the robots, the Rube Goldberg style buildings and machines. I mean, these are the sorts of core sandbox elements that we wanted to include in Ink. And now they're all there and all the parts are in there working, you just need to add more toys to the sandbox and let people, run with it themselves and make their own fun. So the worlds will be procedural when we launch. They'll be, giant open sandbox worlds. All of the pieces, so all of the buildings, the bases and whatnot, are handmade, but the way they're put together is up to each player for each game. So I mean, this particular base that Yamamura is playing with now is just one design that you can, do whatever you want with it. So there's only been 3 people on the project, about 3 people for a year. We just added a 4th person recently. Yeah, 4 people. Originally it started as sort of like a hobby project at Q. A few of us, we had the idea while 4am was finishing, and we spent a lot of our own personal time sort of deving it, off to the side on lunch breaks and on weekends. And the original prototype for Ink started with one of the programmers using his Christmas and New Year holidays to brute force start the project. And it was sort of just an unstoppable force around the office. So we're releasing on Steam first. It's the first time ever PixelJunk has released on Steam for the first time. We designed the whole game from the ground up for Steam. We'll be on PC first, and then we're doing a Mac and a Linux build as soon as we can afterwards. Release date, we really don't have much of an idea yet. The build we've got here is pretty polished, but we're still calling it an alpha. I think until I feel comfortable taking people's money for it, I don't want to release it. But we do want to get an alpha out as soon as possible to everyone on Steam so they can start playing. And our plan is to iterate and patch and keep adding content to it long after it's been out on Steam. So we have the website this time. You go to pixeljunk.jp/ink and see our whole dev process, which is transparent. Every week we put our bugs, we put the feature lists up that we've done. This week we put this in. On Steam, I want to use Steam Workshop for the modders. The idea that people could, jump in and add their own things to, add their own robots or add their own vehicles or add a, an umbrella helicopter or something, let them go wild. So Steam Workshop, we want to integrate online co-op for Steam up to at least 4 people. So you can just right-click join. It just makes sense. And for the post-release patching and, adding content, Steam just makes sense. After we've done Steam, sure, I'd love to get it on a PS4 or on a Vita or whatever we can, but we just can only do one thing at a time with such a small group of guys. So.